When Naughty Dog first released the trailer for their new IP, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, the reaction was not very good. You can see on the official Naughty Dog YouTube channel, it has 68,000 likes to 164,000 dislikes. And the comments were turned off for this. And it's not like something that they did after the fact. It was like this as soon as they posted the video that they didn't have comments on it. And you would think that if you're going to be releasing a trailer for your new game, that you should be expecting positive reaction to it instead of negative reaction, which is why you would turn off the comments. Because if you're going to be producing a product that's supposed to go to the public and you think the public will overwhelmingly reject it, then maybe you shouldn't be doing that to begin with. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that gamers have overwhelmingly rejected identity politics within video games these last couple of years. Even major studios with established IPs are finding themselves struggling because they're leaning into identity politics, and that really hasn't been working out for them. And as you can see from the lead in this game, it looks like that's pretty much the avenue that they're going with this one. And I think that's why Naughty Dog decided to turn the comments off for this. Also, with the fact that Neil Druckmann, the creator of this game, has even made it clear in the past that he's trying to use video games as a platform in order to push his own personal political agenda. And this is something, like I said, gamers are rejecting. But honestly, Naughty Dog probably should have taken the approach of maybe trying to address this head on, maybe not make a game that looks like this is the path that you're going down, even if you're not, or maybe just address the criticism by saying like, okay, we understand this is what people think, but give the game a chance. It's not really going to be doing that sort of thing. I think they could have done that, and it would have maybe not necessarily fixed everything, but at least quieted some of the concerns. What you shouldn't do, on the other hand, though, is what the lead actors for this game apparently did, which is to directly antagonize gamers for pointing out these sort of criticisms. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet lead, takes a dig at critics, shares Incel Tears fan comic, and asks, "You mad, bro?" And yeah, that's really what she did here, just directly antagonize people, which we've seen that done in the past. It hasn't worked out for game studios, but whatever. I mean, she's not an executive at the studio. She's just the actress, and she's hired there to do motion capture and read lines, and probably should just stick with that as opposed to trying to act as the PR wing of the company too, because apparently that's not the best way to go about addressing any criticism, which is to antagonize the customers. And confirming that the childish attitude of "we're only doing this to own our opponents" is unlikely to disappear from video game industry anytime soon. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet lead actor Tati Gabrielle has responded to those players who have found themselves uninterested in playing Naughty Dog's next title by sharing a piece of fan art depicting her character drinking Incel Tears. And you scroll down in this article and you can see the picture. This was created by a fan or fan of Naughty Dog. Fragile masculinity, 100% Incel Tears, so DEI-licious. And I'm going to be honest here. I actually did find this kind of funny. I just love bad puns. What can I say about masculinity? It's like, all right, it is what it is. This is at least somewhat clever. And this is also a Siri for The Witcher 4, because that game also received some criticism for what they're doing with that. I've already made some videos talking about that one on this channel. You can check those out if you'd like. But yeah, this is what they did. And this was created by someone, and the lead actress shared this out on her own Instagram account. And I think this is the exact opposite of what you should be doing for this sort of thing. Because like I said, there's going to be a lot of criticism because this game looks like it's just trying to push the current political agenda for some people. And gamers have rejected this to the point where major studios with established IPs have failed because they were leaning into this sort of thing. Dragon Age: The Veilguard is a prime example. I thought that game was going to do a lot better than what it did. I didn't think it was going to be great or anything, but I thought it was going to at least sell more than what they sold because it's a long-standing IP with a huge fan base. But no, people rejected it, and now you get something like this, even though Naughty Dog has a good track record with games that weren't solely created by Neil Druckmann. This is an original IP, so they have a pretty tall hill to get over when it comes to getting something like this and making it a hit. And going about criticism this way is not really the best approach. Where is it? As players of all stripes took to social media to share, or more accurately battle over their opinions on the game, a French artist by a Twitter handle of Laria leapt into the fray by sharing an original piece depicting Jordan and the Witcher lead Ciri, the latter having been the center of her own round of discourse related to her apparent promotion to the proper Witcher, exclaiming "so delicious" while drinking fragile masculinity as made from 100% incel tears. And though this piece truly only served to fan the flames of the intergalactic discourse, the fact that it was created and shared by a fan rather than a member of Naughty Dog led the illustration to fading in rather quickly from memory shortly after it was shared. However, its memory would be revived in force roughly a week later when it was once again used to swing at the game's critics by none other than the aforementioned Gabrielle herself. And this is what the post on her Instagram stories, but she put the caption, "You mad bro," underneath it. Again, not a real good look for this. You know, I would think a better studio would try to tell their talent not to do this sort of thing, or tell some of the prominent people at their company, don't antagonize people, don't attack them or whatever, just ignore all the criticism. But the thing is, Naughty Dog is a company that very much agrees with what she's saying. And even if some of the people over there, like Neil Druckmann himself, even if they have the sense not to address this and make these sort of posts themselves, they still ultimately support this, even though it's probably going to hurt the results of the sales, because I can't see this actually helping. Do you imagine someone being like, "Oh, this game looks terrible, I don't want it because of the identity politics," and then you see this post and like, "Well, I don't want to be an incel, so I guess I'll buy it." It's like, no, people will still not play your game. And I think if she would have gone a different route and actually tried to be a little bit more empathetic and saying like, "Okay, we understand people criticizing that they don't want to be lectured at while playing a game, but this game really isn't about that. And if you give it a chance, you'll probably be surprised." I think that would go a lot further in trying to win people over to you. Like, I think there's some people who would be like, "Okay, I guess I'll give it a shot" at that point. Maybe not many, but some. But when you have posts like this, I don't think it's going to help any. In fact, I think there's some people who may be on the fence that'll be like, "Well, this is how you feel. I don't agree with attacking the audience, so I'll just wait for word of mouth, or I'll just pass it up entirely." Saying how the story was shared on her post, and then it went away because it's a Instagram story. That's how it works. But yeah, really, that's all we have for this one right now. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think stuff like this would actually win you over? Or do you agree with what I'm saying? Like, you should be a little bit more empathetic, and obviously don't make a game that leans into identity politics whatsoever, because that's really been detrimental to the gaming industry and a lot of the studios who try to attempt that sort of thing. But if you do have a game with a lead that looks like she does here, how would you go about actually addressing any of this criticism? And what do you think they should do in order to try to win people over, as opposed to doing something like this? I'm curious what other people have to say on this matter. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest in entertainment news. And don't forget to click that like button and share this video out there, because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.